All right, and we're back in this next episode. So last time what we did was we worked on the trophy case, and we got that working in the house. But this time, before we get into the quest system, I want to do a little special episode. It's not going to be that long, and then we'll do the quest system, and I might let out 2 videos this day. But either way, this episode is going to be about level design. So I want to show you why I designed my level the way I did, some of the intricacies into the level. So when I first start any level, I always usually want to start where a place where the character cannot go backwards. So this is why I have this hill, and I have the character starting here, and this is going to be from the cutscene. So you're going to understand what happened here from the cutscene that we'll make in a future video. But then there's a path. So there's an obvious path to follow, but you don't have to follow the obvious path. You can go wherever you want to. But in the obvious path, you'll get to this area, and this is an attractive area to go. Whenever you see green in levels, especially if you have all one color like we have right here, and I walk around the corner and I see another color, I'm gonna be attracted to that other color. That's guaranteed. So that's why that looks like that. You can see the blue and the green from when you walk around the corner. You can slightly see the blue, and you can see all of that green. So you'll be attracted to go there, but curious players will go this way, and they'll learn really quickly because this way is scattered with wolves. And hopefully the wolves are coded up enough where they'll attack you and kill you if you don't have a weapon. But if you do go towards the oasis, this is where you can go and get items, you can craft items and build your weapon. There's also going to be the quests here. The first quest that we're going to make is an NPC. He's going to own this house. He's going to say, hey, I'll give you my house if you get me this item from across the desert. And so you're going to be like, all right, bet. And so you're going to go across the desert. So this is what I've done. So basically this is level 1. And so you go across the desert here, and you would go fight the wolves, because at this time you have an axe because you've crafted stuff. You can fight the wolves, and you'll get the item from here, and then you'll go back. And maybe on your return trip, I'll make like a super wolf pop up or something like that. But either way, you return back, and now you have the house, and you can start building onto the house. So then there's going to be a reason that you have to leave. You're going to run out of resources. There's not going to be that many resources here, so you have to go to the city. So there's an obvious path to the city, and it's still marked by the obvious path, which there's no like markers, there's nothing. It's just flatlands and hills beside the path. But this is very important in the game. So in level 1, there's lots of things to do. So you learn how to craft, you learn how to do lots of different things because of this area and because of that area. You learn things. So the reason why I designed this level, or this part of the level, separate from this next part is because I want this to be like a tutorial part where you learn how to play the game. And also, I want this to be your home base. So when you walk over the hill, though, this is when the game gets like, oh, whoa, there's a big game. So I've made a city. So as soon as you get over the hill, you're going to see like everything that the game has to offer, right? And that's always a good thing. Like in Elden Ring, I learned that when you open up you come out of that tomb for the first time and you open up the gate and you see the whole world, and you're like, whoa. That's kind of like the effect that I was going for here. So you just see like, whoa, it's a sprawling city. And it looks small from up here, but you are a small character, and you got to realize perspective of how big that city is. So that's the second level. So I broke this one level into 3 levels. Now, how do you get to the city? Obviously, you follow the path. You don't want to jump in the water, or you'll drown or die or whatever. But you follow the path down, and it'll take you into the city. So all my paths just literally are just paths. There's no marking. It's just intuitive path. If you play games, you'll know how to follow that path. Now, there's 2 options when you get to the city. You can either go to the left and not go to the city, which most people are going to go to the city first. But there's going to be some that go over here. So let's go into the city. In the city, this is the second level, basically. So I've set this city and this desert up right here to be the second level. But most of the second level happens inside of the city. And when I say second level, this is all an open world. It's continuous one level. But like I said, I split it into 3 levels for organization for myself. So here, there's lots of things to do. most likely when you go into the city, like the first thing that you're going to see is you're going to see like, okay, there's domes in the back. There's going to be people walking around. You'll see this bridge. I don't know what you'll be attracted to first, but my hope is that you'll be attracted to this corner because the way that the city is, and this is whenever you design anything, you want to point the character's attention to what their attention is supposed to be. So in this city, everything is pointed towards this big castle at the end, which is not fully modeled yet. But if you can see, all of the buildings are pointed in that direction to guide the player. It's like an arrow, if you can see it like an arrow. You just guide the player towards that way, right? That's where I want them to be. But I do want them to explore along the way. So the first building that you even come across, I made it so that you can open the door. Even though some of the buildings will be locked, this one will be open because I want you to know that you can open some doors. So that's why I did that. Then on the right-hand side here, I'm probably going to put some kind of banner or some kind of like festive, like marketplace type sign or something. But this is the marketplace, and each one of these buildings have openings. So they have something inside of them, something to do, something to buy, something to, each one of them. This one's locked, but this one is a hospital, nothing really to do. You'll buy medical goods from there soon. Then if you go this way, you'll be attracted to this up here. Like, what is that? And you'll notice that you can't get that way. So you'll probably come around here and want to go through this courtyard. If you do go through the courtyard, there's some houses that you can explore in here that are unlocked. Each of them look a little different. You may come up here. That will get you back to the marketplace. But you'll explore all of this stuff. And there's some secrets in the city. So this is why I call this level 2. But let's see what happens. If you get to this third street over here, it looks nice and it's like a library and a study hall or university or something like that. All right, so then you get to the king's place. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to let the player get in there. I might just put gates up there and put some kind of quests on the outside of it. But either way, the quest in this game is going to be like collecting statues and stuff. One cool thing about this city is that all right, so let's say this is our city. And you would have one-story buildings. Everything's going to be flat. If everything is flat, it's not that interesting. So in a city, you have to have verticality. And what I mean by that is like, not only is there just one-story, two-story buildings, different sized buildings, there's trees that are taller than the buildings, right? There's lots of verticality being set up here. But you could go to any of these rooftops here, like to these. And so now there's different like stuff you can do on the upper part of the city. But the most important part about verticality is also adding a lower. If you add an upper, you should always add a lower. So how would you even add a lower to this? So for instance, this is how I added a lower part to this city. So you would come in here, use your crouch, then you'd be able to get through this window down here. And then it's going to lead you to the secret room. Now you can jump down the well. Ooh. And you jump down the well, and it's going to lead you to this little hallway. You go down the hallway, it'll lead you down, down, down into these little chambers and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff under the city like this. So that's just one example of how you can make verticality in your city. And then one other thing that you want to do is, because this city is closed off, you want to have a way that they can get out. Obviously, they can get out through the front door, but through that down tunnel, I want it to connect to the third level as well. So I'll show you the third level in a moment. But it also connects to a tunnel over here. So there's a tunnel, or I'm going to build a tunnel underneath this house, which you won't find this house unless you look for it. It's behind the stables over here. But either way, that tunnel that we just saw is going to connect to this one. So the lore for that will be like, this is how the Illuminati in the city gets around, or the secret society gets around. Now, after you finish this, exploring this, you're going to find different quests that's going to send you to the third level. They're going to ask you to go to the third level, which is this pyramid back here. So you'll follow the sands, which the path is not really clearly cut right now, but I'm going to make a real clear cut out path for the pyramid. But once you get there, you probably have to fight things along the way, but now you can explore the third level, the pyramid. So you come in the pyramid, and there's a little chamber to the right. This will be blocked off by, some kind of mechanism. When we do our traps episode, it'll be blocked off. But you walk into the pyramid, and now, all right, so something like this. This is, for me, this is what I would call a dungeon, right? And when you make a dungeon in your game, which is similar to that underground area we did over there, but when you make a dungeon, you want to have multiple ways to go. So right here, there's going to be one way, but it'll be blocked off by like some kind of enigma or something like that. Then you go forward, and there'll be a way. It looks like you can go this way. I haven't built anything, but maybe I'll build a way back here, and then I'll also build a way here. So now when you go this corridor, you can have multiple choices, so many choices. And some of them just loop around into each other, but that's okay. It's just the illusion of choices. And they'll be able to explore this whole pyramid up and down and round and round. And I'm going to make so many little intricacies in it. But just to make sure it's not boring, again, with this pyramid, since it has height to it, you have to do, I put an upstairs to it. So that means I also have to put a downstairs to it. So a verticality. So there we go. So if I walk downstairs underneath the pyramid, I'll get down to this hole. You drop down in the hole, and you're able to go down to the way, way down under the pyramid, where they have the little things that they talked about that's underneath the pyramids. And you can just do lots of quests. You'll find lots of items down here. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to here, which is the tunnel that we saw before. So everything will be connected as far as the underground. So you can get to the third and the second level, just depending on which items you have. So the last thing I want to tell you guys is how we did this, or why we did this again. So we made this first level separated by a hill. The second level is contained in the city. There's up and down. And then the third level is contained in the pyramid. Now, all the other stuff is just set pieces. You won't be able to access them. It's just things to see. This pyramid is not even sitting on the ground over here. It's just floating off the land. So that's kind of how I did my level, why I did my level like that. You'll never see the ending to this unless you come over here and explore, but there's not even no lore for it. So I didn't have to set that up. And then if you just look underground at everything, this is how much this level looks like, or I built underground. So whenever you build levels, remember, if you build up, then you have to build down too. And you don't have to, but it makes for a way, way more interesting game. So I hope you learned something in going over this level design. I told you this is going to be a quick episode, but on the next episode, we're going to start building the quest system. And it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be a very simple quest system. And we'll probably add on to it. But in the meantime, what you can do is you can continue to build on your level, whatever your level is, and I'm going to continue to build on mine. Because I might want to let this game out to be played, honestly, because it's not bad. Pretty fun. So I will holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.
Run to the money, on the feet, don't fail. The DA and the judge, on the do they best to jail. I done heard it all.